Hi there team, Coach Alexa here. I thought I'd do a video this week on recovery blocks. London Marathon at the weekend, so quite a few people coming into a recovery block post a marathon. And it's worth thinking about recovery blocks, not just after big races, although they are pretty useful to fit in if you've had an A race, your one big kind of goal for the year, to have a recovery block after that. But recovery blocks at least once a year are a good plan anyway. We need to allow our body the time to recover and to fully adapt and repair itself from all of that training load that we've been doing. If we keep on going on and on and on, our body is always in a little bit of a fatigued and not fully recovered state. So after an A goal race like the London Marathon, it's a really good time to fit them in. So take a good 3 or 4 weeks, I would suggest, and some people take that completely off running, so they would stop running completely. They'd maybe do a little bit of gentle cycling, swimming, walking. Ideally, avoid or really drop down any high impact sports, so any sports that involve running around. So running itself and things like football, tennis, HIIT training classes, anything that involves a lot of running or jumping or hopping, because it's that impact loading that's the primary factor in running that our bodies are actually trying to recover from. So giving ourselves a break from that impact loading will really help that recovery. One of the things that I mention to people, when talking about planning recovery blocks after an A race or in the year, is, well, the elites do it. They take a whole month completely off, usually after their key race of the year or key event of the year, after be it the Olympics or a marathon. And the argument I get back from my runners is, well, that's okay for them because, they do a lot more training, so they need that recovery a bit more. Well, my counter argument to that is, yes, they do a lot more training, but they also are a lot better at recovery as they go. They don't have a day job and family responsibilities to balance alongside that, usually. They have nutrition support, they have a sports massage therapist on tap, they have ongoing physiotherapy care, they have everything they need to maximise their recovery all the way through the year. And we don't, we have to balance it with all of our life's responsibilities. The most extreme example of this is actually outside the world of running and into football. So Ronaldo famously does not do anything that doesn't contribute to making him a better footballer, and that includes looking after his own kids. Some might say that's a little bit extreme, but the counter argument is he's getting on a bit now in the world of football, and he's still pretty good by all accounts. Anyway, so those recovery blocks are definitely valuable for us mere mortals, and definitely something that's worth shooting in. Having, as I say, 3 or 4 weeks where we either cut the running out completely or we really drop it back to, no more than 2 really short, really gentle runs to keep our legs ticking over, focusing on other activities to keep us sane and keep us moving, as I've mentioned. Eating good nutrient-rich food, getting plenty of rest and sleep is a really good idea. Also, great opportunity to spend a bit more time, socialising with people that perhaps you've not seen for the last few weekends because of all those long runs you've been doing for your target race. The other thing that is worth thinking about is how much benefit that recovery block is going to bring to your body. So a lot of people say to me when I mention the thought of a recovery block, well, but I feel fine normally, 4 or 5 days after a marathon, my legs feel fine. And what we actually mean when we say that is that our delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS for short, has normally gone by the time we get to 4 or 5 days post-marathon. DOMS is the thing that we notice because muscles shout about it a lot, really. They shout a lot when they're micro damaged because they have a great nerve supply, but they also heal up really pretty quickly because they have a great blood supply. But what will not shout, but will take a longer time to heal, is all your other musculoskeletal tissues. So tendons, ligaments, cartilage in your joints, bone. So they don't shout as much as the muscles do about the fact that you've just done some sort of big challenge. But because, generally speaking, they have a much lower blood supply than muscles do, they will take a lot longer, and we're talking months in some cases, for them to recover and adapt to training. So that is the reason why we need to have that recovery block for longer than we feel we need it. It also lays the foundations, the recovery block lays the foundations for what we're training next. So if you go into your next training block or focus on your next goals too quickly, we can carry over that little bit of fatigue. It carries over a little bit of overtraining and injury risk. Taking that recovery block seriously will put you in a really good, strong, healthy place to then pick up the next training block that you're focusing on. So there you go, my sales pitch for planning your training as much as you plan your recovery.